Paint Your Mind. 12 Steps to Stop Worrying and Relieve Anxiety by Maya Method. Written by Steve Jones. Narrated by Moses Starkey. Introduction. I want to appreciate you for making an effort to improve your life by deciding to change your mindset from a negative to a positive one. I assure you that you will not be disappointed. You are already in for a life-changing encounter just by selecting this book for this experience. Success is something we all aspire to, a wonderful accessory that we would all love to flaunt. Why then does it seem so hard to find or come by? One thing you should know is that success does not come to all. There are laid-down factors that should be put in place to facilitate its arrival. Some of these include a hard-working ethic, a will to succeed, and sufficient preparation. But one very overlooked factor that can facilitate success is the state of one's mind. People generally do not pay attention to the things that go on in their minds. Every day they wake up with the same jumble and live through it without making any move to change its state. If there's one thing you should know, it's that your mindset is powerful enough to hinder you from success. This is one reason why people will spend years working toward a certain goal and have nothing to show for it after a certain period. A quick check will reveal that their minds were never in tune with the vision in the first place. This is why it's necessary that people learn to harness the power of the mind to the full potential. Once your mind begins to suggest failure, your body will have no other reason but to follow suit. If the mind paints a picture of failure, then the body begins to agitate and gravitate towards failure. If the mind produces an image of success, then the body is propelled to work to action in producing that foreseen success. Once the mind is made up on a particular goal or vision, there's absolutely nothing that can hold it back from achieving that goal, except if it stops believing. The power of the mind can come in two folds, either the negative or the positive. The negative mindset is strong enough to cause so much setback and discouragement in one's life. This is why it's best to reframe your mind for positivity. In this book, I'll outline to you some of the ways in which you can achieve this. All you'll have to do is follow me with rapt attention and promise to take action. There is no need for getting inspired when actions will not back up that inspiration. The major key here is to take action so that you can achieve your goal of creating a positive mindset. Understanding the Maya method in controlling negativity. The Maya method in controlling negativity is a psychology control that helps the user to be able to control the mind and what it produces. The Maya method of mind protection was developed sometime in the early 1500s. The people who developed the Maya method of mind protection believe that whatever you think is what you become. Because of this, if your mind is left unprotected and is allowed to take in the daily junk that the world brings to it, then you might stand the unlucky chance of falling into it. The method was developed by a eunuch who served in a silent temple where men and women came to pray. His name was Nada Bilzer. While growing up, Nada was taught to be hard-working, to put in all of his best, and expect things to fall in place for him. For a long time, he continued to believe that this was true, even as he grew up. He practiced all he had been taught, and waited for results. But something struck him as odd. His father, who was a major preacher of this principles, did not have the proof to back up the truism of what he preached. Nada was troubled for days and had numerous questions to ask, but there was no one else he could talk to. He feared to ask his father the questions that bogged his mind, because his father was a very strict man and he hated anything that challenged his authority over his family. Nada bringing such a question to him showed doubt, and this might cause his father's wrath to be kindled. For years, Nada continued to live in the bondage of this principles that had been fed to him even as his father aged. What baffled him the most was that he was hard-working and diligent, growing up to be a respected man in the town, yet each time he ventured to do something tangible that could bring good
Sample complete. Ready to continue?